GeForce 5090 video card that came in for repair. The card looks like this. One big card. And let's read what the customer wrote. I purchased a used card that was supposed to be fully functional, but it arrived dead on arrival. It does not power on, the fans do not spin, and there's no video output. Upon closer inspection, I noticed some small capacitors on back of the card. One of them appears to be displaced and poorly soldered. I'm not sure if that's the only issue or if there is further damage. I would like you to inspect and repair if possible. I will send the check for urgent diagnostic fee. Okay. I already inspected the card. How many times have I mentioned in the past not to buy used video cards off marketplaces such as Facebook, Craigslist, a person you met on the street, unknown person? The price is too good to be true. What do? Great deal, amazing deal, awesome deal. You get the money, you pay the guy tells you the card is 100% functional, and you get scammed. How many times have I mentioned this in the past? How many times do I need to keep mentioning this? I posted a video 8 months ago, 4090 GPU looks legit, until you realize what's missing. And I posted another video, beware buying used graphic cards from online marketplaces. And I constantly mention GPU scams in a lot of videos. Every time I have a chance, I mention to be careful of scams. Here, with this card, we have a new type of scam. We do have a missing core and missing memory, but the seller took it to another level. I'm going to show you what's going on. Now, the customer mentioned broken capacitors, right? Let's inspect the card. Let's look at what the customer mentioned in the description. And that's sign number 1, that you may have a missing core or memory chips. What they do is they heat up the board on their rework station so they can remove the GPU, memory chips. They do not care about those SMD components, if they get knocked off or not. They care about the main core and memory chips. So that's a huge sign that there may be something going on with the card. The other sign is when the card is too cheap, too good to be true. The card is $2,500 and the person is selling it for $600. But now scammers, they got smart. Now scammers are selling the card for $2,000 rather than $500, where the actual card costs about $2,700. The scammer will tell you, I only bought it a few months ago, I do not need it, but I do not want to lose a lot of money. So they try to get as much money from you as possible. And when the seller is asking, when the scammer is asking for $2,000, what do you think? That's legit, 100% legit. Otherwise, the card would be cheap. So do not just fall for the price. If the price is cheap or expensive, the price no longer matters. So what you need to do is you need to stop buying from marketplaces and you need to stop buying from sellers. If you buy on Amazon, sold or fulfilled by Amazon, not by a third-party seller, sold or fulfilled by Amazon, you have an issue within 30 days, print a return label, send it back. eBay is very good at giving money back. You have issues with eBay within 30 days, file for a return and eBay will give you your money back. If you paid with PayPal, PayPal is very good at giving your money back. You dispute with PayPal, PayPal automatically gives the money back to the buyer. It's a double-edged sword. It's bad for sellers because sellers, they get scammed where a person buys something from the seller, they disassemble that device, take parts away from that part, they want to return it to you and you tell the buyer, but it has a missing hard drive or missing RAM or missing whatever, and the buyer tells you, you know what, I'm going to file a PayPal dispute. He files it and PayPal will give the buyer back his money. We stopped taking PayPal since a long time ago, but if you purchased via PayPal, you can always file a dispute to get your money back. So what's the new scam happening these days? Now, we did notice that we have broken capacitors, right? Right. What does that mean? Maybe a capacitor broke. The customer is trying to put the card on the motherboard, and those capacitors, somehow they got knocked off. We have a lot of videos where that's the case, but in our case, we see burn marks, which means the board was exposed to heat. It's okay. I gave it to Big Boss. Open up the card and let's see what's going on inside. And Big Boss, after 20 minutes struggling to open the card, he came back to me and he said, I cannot open the card. Why can't you open the card? Because the screws are glued. The screws are done in a way where the customer or the buyer cannot open up the card. The buyer cannot see what's inside the card. I said, that's not possible. Let me see. I never experienced that before. So I tried to unscrew the screws and I was not able to. Big Boss was able to unscrew just one screw out of all the screws on back of the board. Just one. Let me show it to you under the microscope. Look at this. I do not know what was put on the screw, but it's impossible to remove any of the screws on back of the card without stripping the screw. We can drill through the screws. There are ways to remove those screws, but it's gonna take a lot of time to open them, and this was done on purpose so whoever bought the card cannot open up the card to see that there is a missing core and memory chips. What is this? What type of glue is this? What type of whatever is this? And Big Boss struggled to get that screw off. He really struggled, like 20 minutes, trying different screwdrivers, back and forth, until he was able to just remove one screw. That screw was removed from right here. So how can we verify if the core and memory chips are present? If we take a look right under here, under the microscope, we can tell. Let me show you. You see it? The core is gone, along with the memory chips. We cannot see everything, but a quick peek, we can tell. How many people will watch this video that are thinking of buying a video card off marketplaces that will now stop? You need to share the video. You need to share it so people are aware that buying video cards, used video cards from marketplaces or private sellers is a huge risk. And there's a 90% chance that they're gonna get scammed. You're gonna have some nice stories from viewers. Oh, I bought a used one and there was no issues. Oh, I bought a used one from Facebook and there was no issues. Oh, I bought one. You're gonna have that 10% of people who had success buying a used video card without any issues. And the rest, the 90%, the majority, are gonna get scammed. You wanna buy a used video card? Like I said, Amazon, sold or fulfilled by Amazon. Buy off eBay where you have time to return the card in case of any issues. If you paid with PayPal, file a dispute. As soon as you give the seller cash, you are done. As soon as you buy from somebody off Facebook, you're not gonna see that person again. Okay, and I do not know where the person bought this card from, but the card is clearly a scam. And now they are using glue on the screws so you cannot even remove the screws. So they took it one step further. And I do not know how somebody would buy a card without testing the card, but even if you test the card, you do not know if there's any underlying issues where you're gonna see something bad happening under stress. Maybe the card works fine now, you're able to boot up. Oh look, perfect, I'll buy it. As soon as you go home, try to stress the card, play a heavy game, video processing, you put the card to test, doing something heavy, the card will freeze on you, it will restart, black screen, and that's something that you cannot test with the buyer, with the seller. Save yourself the hassle, buy from someplace reputable, Amazon, eBay, and do not get scammed. We are in 2026. You would think that everybody knows about all the scams out there, but no. People should be smarter, especially when you watch channels like this where I constantly talk about it. A lot of other channels on YouTube, they talk about those scams, but you need to listen, you need to watch, educate yourself. Knowledge is power. Short video, we're gonna end it right here. Let me know what you think, leave it down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll do something else in the next video. And do not forget to check out our NorthridgeFix DIY channel and the NorthridgeFix coffee channel. I posted a video today repairing a Gaggia coffee machine, a nightmare to repair. You're not gonna lose a kidney, and you're not gonna have a blocked gallbladder if you subscribe to those channels. You have nothing to lose. You support the channels where I can continue to upload new videos. The NorthridgeFix DIY channel, where we do DIY projects, whether it's the gym or plumbing or installing laminate flooring or installing a light for the house, maintaining a pool. And our new Coffee Fix channel, I'm working on fixing a Gaggia Evo Pro, a modded Gaggia Evo Pro machine where it stopped brewing and getting water out. We had to remove the solenoid valve, descale it, reinstall everything. You can see the process. And I only have 3 videos on this channel. Okay, we have how many followers? 193 followers. All right, that's it.
When the signal starts to fade away and the logic's gone astray, Alex brings the circuit's pulse to life, cutting through the static and the strife. NorthridgeFix has got the power flow, better than the factory you know. Better than the factory you circuit sleeps, a whispered legend that the thunder keeps. NorthridgeFix, the power and the glory.